good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm delighted to be moderating this interesting discussion. And it touches upon two aspects: the technology, which is the digital evaluation technology, as well as what NEP tries to bring to the educational context in India. So just to set the context, NEP is trying to inculcate assessment on a continuous manner and fosters things like equity, inclusiveness, as well as trying to create an atmosphere wherein diversity as well as feedback to the students can be given with fairness. Now, in this context, and keeping in mind that a lot of our current assessment methodologies are subjective, a lot of our subjects, and especially humanities, those lend more well with subjective evaluations as against an MCQ-based evaluation. So in that context, I think I would want to begin this discussion, and I will throw the first question at Yadav sir. He's heading a large board, and the question which one would want to discuss is that this continuous assessment, multiple evaluations at scale, with such a large volume for a large country like ours, given the academic calendar constraints, how practical is it? And does digital evaluation have a role to play in it? I would throw open the discussion on this.
Well, the very first question is that what is the need for digital evaluation? Because today if we look into that, manual checking goes on, and NEP 2020 envisages that there should be digital evaluation. We all know that when it comes to manual evaluation, there are a number of human factors involved in it. And this human factor, they have led to number of discrepancies in evaluation of answer sheets. It cannot be done away with. After all, to err is human. Now, in Board of School Education, Haryana, we went for digital evaluation. And after having compared it with the manual evaluation, we found there was a marked difference. Like if you go by the data, number of students that applied for revaluation, they come down by 70%. It means that students by and large, they were satisfied with the evaluation process. That totaling of marks, which was one of the biggest challenge, was done away after digital evaluation. Sometime it so happened that while checking answer scripts, some of the pages were left unchecked. With the digital evaluation, it immediately brought into the notice of the evaluator that this page has been left unchecked. Please check it. So this was done away with. Sometimes the answers were repeated by the student. Immediately digital evaluation enabled us to eliminate one answer. So automatic totaling. Then we had fixed up stepwise marking, that there was something to be awarded to a student stepwise. When the manual evaluation was there, teachers would just skip the steps. But now they could not. Another thing, it so happened that teacher used to report for evaluation at their own time. But now, once the teacher logs in, there was an automatic attendance. Now it so happened before we used to place cameras, and the board has to shell about 70 to 80 lakh rupees during those evaluation processes. That FR, fictitious roll number, were being put into. Now there was no need for fictitious rule numbers. we saved about 1 crore rupees into it. And then there was a physical movement of answer sheets. That was totally done away with. Not only that, we could automatically transfer answer script from one center to another center on the number of evaluators available. So many challenges were done away with. And there was automatic compilation of results. And we could declare result in almost half the time which otherwise took. Suppose it was 30 days, it came down to 15 days. So there were number of benefits with digital evolution, and what I understand in the days to come, digital evolution would be the only solution to bring about efficiency and effectiveness in the evaluation system. That's what I like to say. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. A perspective on maybe the teachers who are getting involved. You know, we have Anjali who is from a Institute of Information Technology. So maybe perhaps you could, share what you feel teachers who need to perhaps adopt to this new methodology. Is what do you foresee as the challenges in it? What do you foresee as the benefits or practical viewpoints which one needs to take into mind when we are doing this?
Thank you. Well, I was thrilled to know about the topic that NEP 2020 was taken out, and how now the main question asked by you, how the teachers are getting involved, and what kind of procedures and what kind of methodology they are putting through. So if you will see from last 10 to 15 years, the mode of teaching has come a far long way. The traditional way, in combination with the like the word that have been used at TAG, education technology, have been taken a place so gracefully. And the NEP 2020, the main point that I want to focus on, that the Honorable Prime Minister focuses on the vocational education. So our institute, the Global Institute of Information Technology, being working as an autonomous institute, not being, accolade as a university or some school. So we were providing from last 35 years, being consistent and on the vocational courses. Vocational courses in ranging from a very small term and the long term way. So NEP 2020, which focuses on the five main pillars of the education, which is access, equity, quality, affordability, and accountability, we are offering that only. Now, how teachers are coming over it, so we have a good ambience of atmosphere, around our campus, and most experienced person from different environments are coming across to the students, and our main, factor is to get on the students with a practical knowledge, not only on the, theoretical parts. So this is the way teachers are getting through it, and yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Would someone want to add on to what challenges teachers could be facing in adopting this new evaluation methodology?
What I understand is that, practically I like to speak out what challenges our teachers faced. Initially when we go in for it, see, to evaluate about 40 lakhs answer scripts, you need a huge resource of teachers. Teachers are not very technology savvy. But there will be a lot of reluctance. Not only that, there are some teachers associations that would also come up and they would oppose your digital evaluation tooth and nail. So because they are not technology savvy, so one needs to design training programs for them. Maybe online and offline both. So then only you'll be able to overcome. Like we started is somewhere in the in September, October, compatible examination. That time we found that we had trained. Initially there was some reluctance and teachers were up in arms against us at some of the places, but immediately it was addressed. On the very first day, that reluctance and opposition died out. So training would be an important part in digital evolution to make teachers technology savvy. This is one challenge that would be there initially in every organization.
Hello. Hi, thank you for having me here. I would like to continue on the sir's point only, that the training purpose, the adaptation for the staff is very, less. Teachers tend to, the reluctancy rate is very high in the staff to go towards the digitalization of everything. Rather, it's an evaluation, rather it's a digital teaching as well. So that is the main challenge that every standalone institution is actually facing to, give a practical, training and adaptation training to the staff. That is the main challenge in teachers. The moreover, I would, in my opinion, would be that in reluctancy to, acknowledge the high rate of accuracy from the system. Because every teacher, in my opinion, is like they are the knowledge giver. They are the best person to, evaluate a student in personal basis, right? In face-to-face, in pen-paper base. So that reluctancy would always be there. But yeah, there are many opportunities also here for staff in a way that the way of evaluating a student in different parameters that is already set on a software, and giving a data points on where a proper feedback to the student, that where he or she is lacking, and working towards that goal can give a very good insight to a staff also. So that can be a very opportunistic way for a staff to work on. That's the
One thing I'd like to add here, that this reluctance is only in the initial stages. Once teachers start evaluating and they know the benefit of it, in the sense there is an automatic totaling of marks, all the errors have been eliminated which were on the human part. I remember we used to issue show cause notices to teachers where there were problems in total were not checked, and there was an increase of more than 15% marks after revaluation. So now this time when we did digital evaluation, we didn't have to give a notice to even a single teacher. Show cause notice was not issued to anyone. So this is, later on teachers felt very happy about it. So once they know the technology, they know to use it, they will be doing it, very wholeheartedly.
Just adding on the transparency portion which sir was mentioning, that the digital evaluation brings a lot of fairness and apparent transparency and fairness. It's just not important to be fair, it's also important to appear fair. The students need to feel comfortable and accept the results. That's what sees to the drop in the revaluation and evaluation, so they are more satisfied. So adding to that, given the
I would like to add one my viewpoint, like in the digital evaluation, moreover, like it gives the chance of more fairness, like while evaluating, because I don't know, but it is not practical, but there is some psychological effect on the student. Like if like I am the notorious one, the teacher would like I hope you are able to understand, like teacher would mark me less during my assessment, but it is not done basically because the student like how he perform, he will get the marks. But during the digital evaluation, like the students needs to understand that like the parameters are being set by some like the AI the role of AI would be also be, we will be like taking the help of the AI also while setting the, checking the answer sheets. And during the digital evaluation, we must need to properly groom our staff, and they must be undergone the proper training so that they can adapt, and this should be continued. Like this should not be done like that. This activity is taken one time, and after some of the staff members are not able to cope with that, and they just turn back to the again traditional methods. So I would say that this, we are into very much favor of this digital evaluation, as it will reduce the costing, like the storage of the papers, like the physical resources which is being like used during the conduction of the examination and the evaluation, like the stationary items. And moreover, the teachers, the evaluator can access the answer sheet from anywhere. Like it will be much time taking to access the and give the faster results.
So you touched upon AI. I would like to, elaborate a little bit on that. So, we've heard of AI. We've also heard of a lot of the papers talking about AI being biased. So, like it or not, AI algorithms are trained by input and output, right? And so, if the input which is fed in is biased, then it's probable that the output is also a little nuanced. Now, keeping that in mind, and yes, you're right that digital evaluation has the potential for having AI suggestive grades. We haven't yet reached an accuracy level where AI could grade everything, but AI could lead to suggestive grades. At the same time, one could feel that whether AI could lead to more standardized grades, wherein you are not really at the whims and fancy of a teacher, and that grades could be more standardized, more representative of the rubric system. So perhaps, sir, you could add a little bit on this aspect, that what do you feel, AI is going to be helpful in this scenario, or might be more challenging?
See, when it comes to evaluation of an unscripted by the teacher and AI-enabled evaluation, there are two things. When the AI is going to evaluate an answer script, it should be suggestive for the teacher. It's not that the AI will be able to 100% accurately do it, because deciphering a text could be as per the AI is programmed. And programming is very important in AI. So it could be an aid for the teacher, but it will not be a replacement for the teacher. So the teacher would be in the center stage in evaluating any answer script. But AI should give suggestive evaluatory system and procedure. That's where it's going to help the teacher, but it will never replace it. This is I would like to mention here. Thank you.
Yeah. So I would like to add on that, very well said, sir, that it should be a hybrid system where AI should be a suggestive part in that. And plus, I would like to add here that AI can really help us in giving us the data points where a student can actually benefit from, like where he or she is lacking. The earlier point, what I made earlier, that when AI or we are going for a digital evaluation, when we are submitting a subjective paper there in form of arts or humanities and everything. So it should suggest that where am I lacking, right? Where is it, my perception towards that particular topic is, I'm going out of the, way, right? So giving the technical points that you are weak in this area, you have to work towards that area, that can help the student as well as the teacher also in the classroom. So that's what I think that AI can help in, digital evaluation, giving the digital analytics for classrooms.
You're absolutely right. In fact, one of the good things about having a digital evaluation system is that subjective answers otherwise used to be one silo, as in you knew how much you got in English or in maths, but you really didn't know how to drill down into it. You know, that, okay, what did I lose marks in? You know, and what did I lose marks in physics for? You just knew that physics I got this much, but that's a broad subject. Now, when you bring these subjective evaluations onto the digital evaluation platform and you add, you know, AI driven or otherwise analytics on it, then you are also able to drill down deeper. And what AI can help you do is that otherwise tagging each question to the topic, to the learning outcome is quite a laborious task. You know, often the analytics themselves are not able to be created because this tagging is not there. You know, you don't even know that this question was from which chapter, which topic, whether difficulty level A or B or C, and who is going to tag it. By the time this tagging exercise is done, the analytics is history. So that's where AI can, you know, speeden up this process, make it fast. And at the result of that, you could get analytics faster, which would be more actionable. Sir, you wanted to add something to it.
I'll see, I would like to add one thing here. When it comes to AI-based evaluation, one is the objective aspect of it, wherein you can tag each and every question, you can classify it, and AI would immediately evaluate it in terms of analytics. But when it comes to written text, there it would become very difficult for the AI to interpret it and give right suggestions. So it could be like, say, data point. No, I would say it should be value points that is in a written text, it FFPS. It could be only suggestive in nature. It would not be analytical. AI will not be able to do it. So this is my submission over here. Thank you.
Yeah, I also want to add some point as I'm a old age type student and a learner always. So like sir said, the AI is well program based. So if you know the traditional way of learning and the new way of learning is combined together and a new program is, you know, made with the combination of these two, then it will be, you know, full blastic for the students.
I'll add on to what she just said, you know, that, you know, the whole day we have debated about, you know, the advent of technology and how it is changing the landscape. And in fact, we began the day by, you know, discussing how AI can do a lot of things, which I think Rastogi man from Coursera was talking about it, that AI can today do a lot of things, which earlier we, you know, thought about professors and teachers to be doing it. As in, who creates the lesson plan, who creates the syllabus, who creates the, you know, class lecture, who creates what topics to cover, what examples to give, what exercises to be given to the students. Today, these activities can be done by the teacher. These activities can be done by the teacher, or it could also be done by the AI itself. If you type into ChatGPT, which is not even trained for education alone, it will give you a fairly rigorous lesson plan for almost all of the subjects which are commonly taught in a college at undergrad level, right? At the same time, we talked about students, and we talked about ethics, integrity, and we talked about how students are using these ChatGPT tools. In fact, they are one step probably ahead of teachers, and they are using it for summarizing, for note-taking, for creating bullet points, for creating test preparation flashcards or, you know, memory things. These are all skills which we associated with good students. You're a good student, you should know how to take notes. You should know how to take the, you know, summarize the thing, read the article and summarize it. Now these activities the AI is able to do. So I would want to, you know, leave this panel discussion with just two questions and not two answers. That in this time and age, what is it that teachers are supposed to do which would bring them into the forefront of teaching? At the same time, what are students supposed to do to be called good students? So these are two questions I would want to leave all of you thinking about, so that we are able to use AI tomorrow just like we use calculators today. Thank you.